Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm sharing some really exciting news with you, which I have mentioned in previous videos, but I haven't specifically talked about it, and I'm really excited to, and that is the cruise that Josh and I are going on in about 3 weeks. So if you guys have been watching my videos recently, I've mentioned a couple times that Josh and I are going on a cruise, and now it is about 3 weeks out. So I wanted to share with you, the details, what kind of cruise we're going on, what cruise line, things like that, where we're visiting, what we're doing. So let's jump into it. So we're actually going to go on an MSC cruise line cruise, and it's kind of one that's smaller. The boats normally have like 4,000 passengers, I believe, so it's definitely a smaller boat and company in general. They are an Italian-run cruise line, so that means that pretty much all of their staff are Italian, and like their whole boat is themed in an Italian way, so all the restaurants have Italian names and things like that, like the pools are Italian. So yeah, and it is a, let's see exactly what they call it. It is 8 days and 7 nights long. So this is how our trip is going to look. So we leave out of Miami on a Monday at about 7 p.m. at night. And that, of course, I think counts as a day. But, whatever. We get to spend the day in Miami. And then the next day, we are at sea the whole entire day. Then that following Wednesday, we arrive in Roton, Honduras. Or sorry, Isle de Roton, Honduras at around noon is when we get off the ship. And we're only going to be there until 6 o'clock at night, and then we leave. And then on Thursday, we arrive in Costa Maya, Mexico, and we get there at like 8 a.m., and then we leave at around 6 p.m. So we're there for most of the day. And then the following Friday, we are in Cozumel, Mexico, from 7 a.m. to about 3 p.m. So again, most of the day. And then the really exciting part, the whole reason that Josh and I are going on this cruise, Saturday and Sunday we are in Cuba. We're in Havana, Cuba. So we are very excited about this. We arrive in Havana on Saturday at 10 a.m. and we leave on Sunday at 4 p.m. from Havana. So we're very excited about that because we obviously want to go to Cuba while we can and before things might change with our agreement between us and Cuba. And then on Monday we return back to Miami and get off the ship at around 7 a.m. So that's like the general layout of our cruise. I wanted to show you the map real quick, which I might like insert a photo. This is the map of our cruise. So one thing I do really like about this cruise is that we're not going to Cuba first and then having a day at sea, going to Honduras, and then going to Costa Maya and Mexico and Cozumel, and then having a day at sea in Miami. Instead, we are having the one day at sea going all the way down to Honduras, and then we were working our way back up, which I really appreciate because I don't want to pay for a bunch of days at sea. And I've been on, this will be my 4th cruise, and I've been on a couple cruises where, there's at least one day at sea, and it's fun, but that's not exactly what you're paying for. So that's one thing I'm really happy about. So that's what we're doing. That's our itinerary. And now I want to talk to you about, the different places we're visiting. Also, we're in an interior room just because we don't really care if we have, a bunch of windows or a balcony because we're not going to spend most of the time in our room. So we just chose to do the interior room, and I think we'll be totally fine with that. But let's talk about what we're doing. So our first stop is in, I'm probably butchering this, Isle de Roton, Honduras. So it's an island off the coast of mainland Honduras, and it's kind of like the Cozumel of Honduras, basically, is what I've heard. So we're going to go on a Roton Southside Snorkel, Monkey, and Sloth Park excursion. We didn't book it through the actual cruise line, but we found a really good excursion website, and that's what we did for a couple of our excursions. So we chose this one because we wanted to see some sloths, and snorkeling is fun. So it sounds like we are going to go to a monkey and sloth hangout for a while, and then go snorkeling at the French Quay area. And then after that, we have a beach break on the northeast shore of Roton, and then we head back. So it's a simple excursion, but we're really excited because we really want to see sloths. It's something that we also wanted to do for a long time. So we're very excited because we want to see sloths. It's all about the sloths. That's sloths. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And that one is about $50 each, I believe. Maybe more. I'm looking at a price that I printed off like yesterday, so it could have been different from what we paid. But that is what we're doing in Honduras. And then the next day we are going to be in Costa Maya. And Costa Maya, we are going to do a all-inclusive barefoot beach club day pass. And we are very excited because we want to go when we're in Cuba and when we're seeing some Mayan ruins in Cozumel. And we want to enjoy our sloths, but we also want to just have like a day of like total relaxation. And since it's Mexico, and we've been to different parts of Mexico quite a few times, we're not too worried about seeing anything big in Costa Maya. I haven't heard of much big to do in Costa Maya, at least not from the excursions that the cruise line offered. So I went through the same website as the monkey and sloth hangout, and I found this beach pass. So we're really excited. We can show up anytime and hang out as long as we want. Basically what it includes is lunch. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm giving you the right thing that we are doing. Okay, so we are doing the all-day beach pass, I believe. So it includes one item from the beach club menu, which I've noticed is like nachos, and so we've got a nacho platter, a taco platter, kebabs, beef burger and fries, sauteed shrimp or chicken, or a club sandwich with fries, which that's fine. I mean, it's just a lunch. So we have lunch included, and then all we want from the bar, so it's an open bar pass for us. And then we have a reserved beach lounge chair, complimentary Wi-Fi, which probably not going to use, but it's nice to have it. We have umbrellas, shaded palapas, I don't know what that is, and 1 hour snorkel gear use and 1 hour ocean kayak use. So we can definitely get a lot done. Oh, actually, I think we did the package above this. So besides that, we also get the 1 hour beachside massage per person. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the beach, drink, have a free lunch, free, we bought it, get massages, maybe go kayaking, maybe do some snorkeling, maybe just sit in our shaded chair and read our books. I don't know, but we're really excited because we love massages, and now we both get to go, and it'll be on the beach. So that's what we're doing in Costa Maya. It was about probably $40 for us because we did choose the higher end package, and they start at $29 and it says regular is $40, so my guess is something around $40. That's Costa Maya. And then the day after Costa Maya, we are in Cozumel, and I already kind of mentioned we are going to go and see some Mayan ruins. I'm trying to find my paper. I don't have it. Okay. We're going to go see some Mayan ruins in Tulum, Mexico. So I've actually done basically this excursion previously when I went on a cruise. I was about 10 or 11 with my mom and one of my friends. We went to Cozumel and we went and saw these ruins in Tulum. So we're basically going to do the same excursion. We are doing it through the cruise line this time just because I wanted to make sure we got back to the boat in time. On that day, we're there from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's like a 2-hour drive to get there, I believe, maybe shorter. It's probably more like an hour drive to get there and then an hour drive back. So with the driving and all those kinds of things, I wanted to make sure we were doing an excursion through the cruise line just in case the worst happened, because they most likely will not leave you if you're on an excursion that they are leading, because that's, you know, their fault that you're late to the boat. So that's why we chose to go through the cruise line. I think it was like $10 more a person to do it through the cruise line than to do it through a third party. So we just decided to spend the extra money and have that guarantee that we will be getting back on the cruise ship. So that is what we're doing in Cozumel. And then in Cuba, Josh has this whole thing planned out. We are not doing one of the people-to-people excursions through the cruise line because Josh has looked into it, and there are like 11 or 12 different ways to visit Cuba. One is the people-to-people programs, which are the excursions through the cruise lines, and another way is to go and be doing something like it's betterment for the Cuban people. So basically what we're going to do is we have to spend the majority of our days spending money and time and social interactions that are beneficial to the Cuban people with specifically Cuban people. So that means that we can't purchase anything that is from a government-run store or company, so things like that. And we have to have meaningful conversations and interactions with the people, so we can't just say, you know, oh hey, how's your day? Like, we have to sit down. We're planning on doing this like in our car ride that we're gonna go on. We have to sit down and like actually talk to them, talk about their lives in Cuba. We're gonna bring them a couple gifts, maybe some books or music from the United States. So we're pretty excited. That is what we're choosing to do because we would prefer not to be restricted by the excursions that are put on by the cruise lines because they are very restrictive. And then I think you basically just go back to the boat when you're done, and we don't want to do that. So we're gonna try this. That is our plan. We are taking a vintage car ride through Cuba. We have already booked it through a company that is in Cuba, and it's all set. And they're going to take us around to a bunch of different places, and then there's some parts where it sounds like we maybe go on like a walking tour because obviously the car can't go everywhere, and that's what we're going to do. It's really exciting. I'm not sure what we're going to do on the second day. I think we're going to go and maybe explore and try and have some more, you know, really meaningful conversations with the Cuban people, find some small local stores and restaurants and eat at and interact with them in those ways. And we're really excited because we want to do something that's different, that, you know, is unique to our experience going to Cuba, and not, you know, exactly what 20 or 30 other people are going to do on the excursion that is set up by the cruise. So that's what we're doing in Cuba. It should be really exciting. Yeah, we're really excited for it. So that is the main reason we went on this cruise, because it was fairly cheap being through MSC and being a smaller company, and the fact that it was going to Cuba, because especially right now, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Trump announced that he was going to like ban the exchanges between the US and Cuba. And so Josh and I are kind of racing the clock right now because he could just cut it off at any moment, and we, you know, could be pulling into port in Cuba and he could be, nope, it's done and we can't get off the boat. So we're really kind of racing the clock here. We're hoping that because it was about 2 weeks ago and we're about 3 weeks out, chances of him doing something in 5 to 6 weeks is pretty slim. I mean, it is the government. So we are hoping that nothing will happen between now and our cruise or before we get to Cuba, and that way we will be able to go. I hope nothing happens between the US and Cuba, just because I want other people to be able to have this experience. But that is what's going on. I don't think I have anything else big to share with you. We did decide to book a package that has, the MSC company does a couple different levels of packages, so we booked our basic interior room, and then we paid about $50 more per person for the Fantastica experience, which includes, and granted, some of these are overlaps of like the base, you know, package, so some of these are going to be like basic items that you'd get, but ours are also included in this list, our extras. So we get an elegant cabin equipped with every convenience. I don't know what that means. What is every, you know, we get a cabin. We have 24-hour room service, and it says on Caribbean cruises only, a small charge is made for nighttime room service. So that makes sense. If you order food late into the night, then they charge a small fee, but we get free room service. We get free in-cabin breakfast, which we might do a couple times. We get qualified multilingual personnel, which I guess we do need because we need English. I think that's kind of a base commodity, like I was saying. Everyone's going to get someone who speaks their language, but they list it, you know, just to make sure that it's obvious. For booking, we get maximum flexibility in booking. We get gourmet dining with priority choice of dinner setting, which we always chose the later dining time because we want to make sure that we are not having to leave our excursions or leave the port that we are in any earlier than we absolutely have to, obviously with some buffer for boarding the ship, but we don't want to have to leave an hour and a half earlier than we would have to just because our dining time is 2 hours earlier if we chose to dine in the dining rooms that have seated tables like that. For sports and activities, we have, again, it's another basic thing, like Broadway style theater shows, pool area, open air sports facilities. Those are, you know, basic commodities, but they list them on here. A well-equipped gym, 50% discount on fitness classes and personal trainer. So if we did decide to do one of those things, we get a 50% discount. And entertainment activities for adults and children. We get premium 20 hours a day buffet, which everyone gets. Again, freshly prepared Mediterranean and international dishes. And then we get to earn MSC Voyagers Club points. Now, I will say that this doesn't list the specific package that we have. Let me see if it's on this page. Because we did pay extra to make sure we had a drink package included in ours, which it's not listing on there, which is fine. But basically, our extra money that we paid allowed us a couple of those things I mentioned, but specifically allowed us 12 specialty drinks, which includes like coffee and soda. So they're not super specialty, but they're more than water and, you know, the basic drinks that are going to be available. So we did get that because we would like to have some drinks, some coffee, some alcoholic beverages, which I think most of them we will have to purchase, but we do have the option of more drinks than the base package. But other than that, I think that's all I have to share with you right now about the cruise. In my next videos, I am going to be sharing how we're packing, what I'm buying. I've been buying a lot of stuff from like the Dollar Tree, a couple things from Amazon, so I'm going to be sharing all that stuff with you. So packing, what I'm buying for the cruise, obviously the cruise, we will be doing lots of vlogging. Josh has been doing lots of research into what we should be vlogging, so it's going to be really fun. There's going to be lots and lots of videos about this cruise. It is the middle of June, so don't expect anything like extremely soon about it because we do have like 3 weeks still before we're going to be really going on the cruise. So probably in the next week or so I will put up a like what I'm buying for the cruise video, and like a week after that I'll be packing, and then after that it's going to be the real cruise. And we are flying down there a day before, so we will have the whole day before and then a majority of that morning before we need to board the ship, because we are boarding. We'll probably get there at like 3 in the afternoon, but the ship doesn't leave until 7, so of course we'll look into it further. But we'll have some in the morning, and then after we get off the boat, we get off at 7 a.m. on the following Monday, and we don't leave until Tuesday morning or afternoon, I believe. So we are going to have a whole nother night and most of the day in Miami as well. So we're going to, you know, go explore and hang out in Miami. So I will keep you up to date as much as I can, and as soon as I can. We are very excited. Please comment down below if you have any questions about the cruise. I would love to answer the questions for you. Give me some suggestions for what you want to see for cruise planning, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Give it a like if you enjoyed, and please hit the subscribe button to help support my channel. Bye!